Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. I hope that you are well and I hope that you are fighting because there's a lot to be fighting for. Now for today's video, we are back to a classic style of video. We're going to be looking over a Reddit that we haven't gone over for a really long time. I've only done it one time. And today we're going to do it again. And it's called ChoosingBeggars, where basically it's just people who don't understand how capitalism works and thinks everyone owes them a favor. And it's quite funny. So we're going to be looking at that. Quickly, before we get into it, I would like to take a moment to tell you about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with hundreds of courses about hundreds of different topics, like anything that you could really think of that you want to work on, you can do on Skillshare. Whether that's something like creative, like painting or writing, you can also learn about finances and time management and self-care and things like that. Pretty much anything that you would want to work on, you can improve through online classes on Skillshare. They're super easy to follow and interactive. You can like talk to your teacher, you can like have conversation with other people who are doing the course. You can go through step by step and like rewind, fast forward the lessons and just go at your own pace, which is super helpful. I learn very like hands-on and need to take my time and like go back and re-listen to things. I find that really helpful, so I find it a really helpful resource in doing things like that. A class I've been doing recently is transform daily objects into whimsical characters. I think it's really, really cool. I really love water painting. It has a really big special place in my heart because it is a medium that my grandma did, and when she passed, I got to keep all of her water paints and I didn't know what to do with them. So learning how to use them in my own way is something that I know would have made her really happy. I have a lot of memories of childhood when she would come over from London to visit and we would just sit in bed and go up mountains and things and paint with water paint. So it's just a way to feel close to her and I think it's really lovely. It's really like good mindfulness. There's a whole bunch of others that I would love to try when I have the time. And if you want to try out a course, dip into a hobby that you used to have and put down because you haven't had the time or the motivation, or pick up a new hobby that you've been wanting to do for a long time, or you just want to do some like mindfulness or learn about something new, Skillshare is a fantastic place. And the first 1,000 people to use my link will get a month completely free. So that's super cool. Thank you so much for using my links. It really helps support me and I really appreciate it. So check out Skillshare. And thank you Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Let's get into it. Looking for someone who can preferably come to my home and watch my 11-year-old, or your house if you have kids her age. I have Wi-Fi, a pantry full of food and snacks. You're welcome to just chill and make sure she eats lunch and does her chores. Pretty easy peasy. If we get along, it could lead to full time when she's on break. If your child goes to, I'm assuming, a school, that's a plus. Dates are November 24th, 26th, and December 27th, 29th, and January 5th. Those are the dates I would need you. Hours are 7:30 to 5:30, so that's 9 hours. And it would be $20 a day. $20 a day. $20 for 9 hours. But like, that's fine, because you get free Wi-Fi and snacks, so that pays the bills, right? Easy, you just have to chill with a kid. Okay, how easy is it being a mother? You gonna say that taking care of your child is like not a job? I know you don't get paid for it, but that's because it's your kid. That's because it's your kid. You decided to have a child. So that's on you. $20 a day. This person has to, pay rent, buy their own food, look after themselves and their child. So $20 a day doesn't really cut it. Doesn't really cut it. Restaurant adds 4% increase to bill for wellness. Why not just pay your employees better? My God, they do that here for 12%. It's like, we added an optional service fee. You can ask to remove it if you like. How about you don't add 12% to my bill? Don't do that. Pay your workers. That's a job as an employer, is to pay your workers adequately. And if you can't afford to do that, maybe increase the prices on your menu slightly. Maybe do that instead. Because I'd rather just like pay the amount that I'm told I'm going to have to pay based on what the menu says, than you like saying this is how much it'll cost you, but also add this much. Fuck you. Don't do that. Pay your workers. Are they being paid minimum wage even after that service charge? Because that's fucked up. If so, that's real fucked up. Man, I feel sorry for Americans, man. You guys have to add 10% tip, right? Like, no matter what. Tipping is not a thing, like, really anywhere else. So you have to add a 10% tip. And then also you go shopping and you have to add tax at the end. Why don't they add tax to the price tags like everywhere else does? That's so strange. Just if it's all the same. If I have to pay 15% in tax or whatever your tax rate is on no matter what I buy, why isn't it included on the price tag? I hate online shopping in the US because I'll like be like, oh, that's cheap. And I'll get to check out and it's like, oh, plus $50 tax and also $70 shipping. That's a different thing, but like, just put it all there. Just put the tax in the price. It's not that hard. And pay your workers. The fact that like restaurants and shit in the US are like, we pay $3 an hour. The rest comes from tips. No, don't pay minimum wage. You should pay more than minimum wage, but at the bare minimum, pay minimum wage and then add tips on top of that. That's what places here and in New Zealand and things do. The tips are like a bonus. They're not required. If someone gives a tip, then they get the tip. And it's on top of their normal pay. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. My best employee quit on the spot because I wouldn't let her go to college graduation. Fucking valid. What the fuck? I manage a team and part of their job is to provide customer support over the phone. Due to a new product launch, we are expected to provide service outside of our normal hours for a time. This includes some of my team coming in on a day our office is normally closed, based on lower seniority because no one volunteered. One employee asked me to come in 2 hours after the start time due to her college graduation ceremony. I told this team member that she could not start 2 hours late and that she would have to skip the ceremony. An hour later, she handed me her work ID and a list of all the times she had worked late, come in early, worked overtime for each and every one of her co-workers. Then she quit on the spot. I'm a bit upset because she was my best employee by far. Her work was excellent and she never missed a day of work in the 6 years that she worked here. And she was my go-to person for weekdays and holidays. Even though she doesn't work here any longer, I want to reach out and tell her that quitting without notice because she didn't get her way isn't exactly ... The entitlement. Oh my god, man. This actually reminds me so much of my previous job. I worked retail. I worked at a jeans shop and minimum wage, obviously. Of course it was minimum wage. And it was coming up like the Christmas period. There's music festivals over New Year's and stuff. And so our regional manager, not our store manager, the regional manager said that you couldn't take time off over New Year's. Like you just weren't allowed to. So everyone quit. Except like one person. Like everyone quit. There were 6 staff members. There were 6 of us that worked there. And I quit because I was moving to London. But like everyone quit except the manager and the assistant managers. Everyone quit because they wanted time off over New Year's. And it's a dick move to be like, no, you actually aren't allowed to take time off over Christmas and New Year's. So they all quit. I did feel quite bad for the manager because she's really lovely and that would have been really stressful for her, but it's not her fault. She would have let people have time off, but she wasn't allowed to do that. Yeah, she had to train like a whole new staff going into Christmas rush, which, having worked Christmas time, oh my god. The year before, because I was saving up to move to London, I worked Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, and my god, nightmare. Hellish. Our store was really small, but a lot of people come in, and helping people with jeans is like emotionally exhausting sometimes. Selling jeans, really difficult. But yeah, especially for something like this. Like that was for going to a festival, which is still wrong. They had like annual leave. They had time they were allowed to take off. But missing a graduation ceremony, especially after they're like your best employee, and you're like, no, you have to miss your ceremony to work at this like call center? Fuck you. Quitting on the spot wasn't the way to do it. She didn't get her way. No, you didn't get your way. She didn't get her way, yeah, and she quit, which was you not getting your... Why are you more valuable? Why do you matter more? You don't. You don't. You could have just had someone else do it. As someone who also was the go-to person to cover shifts and stuff. Fucking fair play. Hi everyone, I'm looking for a natural sperm donor meeting these requirements. Age 16 to 23. Never used any prescription or illicit drugs. Never drank except for communion. Blonde or light brown hair, not overweight, and comes from a 75% plus American background. Agrees to forfeit all parental rights at the time of birth. No payment will be collected during any natural breeding sessions. However, regular child support payments in the amount of 20% of your income will be expected within the first month of birth. You will remain completely anonymous throughout the child's 18 years of life. You will be expected to maintain that level of anonymity with anyone around you. Please reach out to me through Messenger for more information. Thank you. So much to unpack here. So many things wrong. Firstly, 16 to 23? How old are you? You should not be looking for 16-year-olds to have sex with to impregnate you. I don't care how old you are. That's fucked up. No, disgusting. Never had any prescription or illicit drug. I don't understand. I don't know the rules of this, but aren't antibiotics and stuff prescription drugs? Is there something I'm missing? What do we mean? Are we not allowed to have ever had any prescription things? What does that matter? I don't know how biology works, but why does that matter? I don't get it. I don't understand. The blonde, light brown hair, 75% plus American background thing is real weird to me because most actual American people, Native American people, have black hair as far as I am aware, and 75% plus American, you're not specifying what really that means, because white Americans, I'm assuming you're talking about, considering you're talking about blonde hair, have not actually been in the United States for really not for that long. So I don't really even entirely know what you mean, because there are a lot of different ethnicities in the US. You haven't given them any compensation or anything. You don't want them to be a part of this child's life. You don't want to know them or anything. You want a random stranger to come and have sex with you and then give you 20% of their income. Who do you think is going to take you up on that? Who do you think is going to take you up on that? Who do you think is going to come in, have sex with you, and then give you 20% of their income for 18 years? What? In what world? You think far too highly of yourself and your abilities in the bedroom, because I don't think any sex is worth that. Searching for a photographer for my wedding. Here are my requirements. Must be willing to do the job for free. Must have 8 years of experience. Must be at the wedding at all times. No breaks. Bring your own food and drinks. So you want them to not only come for free, but effectively spend money to take photos of you. You might be able to get a friend to do this for you, but I'm hoping that, you would provide food for your friends. You might be able to manipulate a new photographer, which you absolutely shouldn't. You absolutely should not do that. If you are a photographer or an artist of any sort, don't work for free. If they say to build up your portfolio, that doesn't pay the bills. Don't do it. But they probably could get a newbie to do it because unfortunately people will do things because they think that is good for their career. But you want a photographer of 8 years? A wedding photographer with 8 years of experience? You think they're gonna do it for free? Do you know how expensive wedding photography is? And you think someone's gonna do it for free? Good luck. Good luck. People deserve to be paid for their time, especially, firstly, you have to give them breaks. I think that's a legal requirement. Secondly, fucking give them food at your wedding, maybe? I don't know. Maybe provide them with food, especially if you're not fucking paying them. Yeah, no, fuck off, pay people for their time and their art. Because not only are they, taking the photos at the wedding, they also have to, edit them and, go through them and send them to... it takes a lot of time even outside of the wedding. Hi, I saw the post about the free microwave and I want it. I'm a single mom and need it for my kids. Okay, well, it's still available. Let me know when you want to pick it up and I'll have it ready. I can't pick it up because of my kids. Can you deliver it to me? No, sorry. Well, if I come get it, will you give me something else to make it worth my time? Another kitchen appliance, like a mixer? But just if it's made by KitchenAid and not cheap or broken or damaged. No, but I'll take half off my asking price of the microwave. Huh? You said it's free and half off nothing is still nothing. That's sort of my point. If you want it, come get it. Otherwise, don't. It's all the same to me. No, you're dishonest and trying to take advantage of me and my kids. It sounds more like you're trying to take advantage of them. It's a free microwave. I think you can drive to pick it up. Why is your time more valuable than their time? Maybe they have kids. Maybe they have shit to do. Why would they drive you a free microwave? That's costing them money too. It's a free microwave. You can spend money on a microwave instead if you like. Are any of my lovely female friends in massage school and need clients to practice on? My back, shoulders, and neck are always hurting, and spa prices are too high for what I need and how often. I really hope, firstly, that this post is made by a woman, because if there's a man being like, hey, I need a masseuse, but only women, young women at massage school, please hit me up. I would like a massage from you. It's really weird. I don't like it. That makes me uncomfy. But regardless, massages are expensive for a reason. Things cost the amount they do for a reason. And I know like inflation is bad and things shouldn't be as expensive as they are, but they are expensive. Like things like that I understand are expensive because you're not even paying for a product. So it's not even like a product is super expensive, but like you have to keep in mind, you know, you're paying someone for their time and for their resources. And given how expensive everything else is and how much like rent and transport and stuff is, like paying for that is kind of important because, you know, time is money. I don't like it either. I also don't like capitalism, but it exists. We can't do anything about that. Capitalism exists and you have to pay people for their time so they can like eat food and like have a roof over their heads, you know? I don't like it either. But that is how it is. And it's also this thing of people always being like, yeah, well, you have minimum wage, you have enough, you can pay for food, you can have shelter over your head, whatever. Yeah, but like people want more than that. People deserve more than that. The fact that that's people's like, you have this, so you should be happy. No, because I need, like, you have food, you have water, you have a house, or like pay rent or whatever. And then you have to work just to keep that. And you have that just to keep you alive so you can work. And that's fucked up. That's so fucked up. You are allowed to want more than that. You deserve more than that. Saying you should be grateful and lucky to have literally the bare minimum, fuck you. Like, genuinely, fuck off. You're allowed to want more than that. You deserve more than that. People who say that you should be happy, no, go away. Like, the unfortunate thing is that, yeah, like right now, you're like, I'm privileged because I can afford to live. That's so fucked up that we are like, literally, if you can afford to live, you are considered privileged. That's fucked up. That needs to change. Pay people for their time. So that, you know, they can afford to live and like do other things too. I know you don't have the money to pay someone, but they also don't have the money to do shit for you for free. So deal with it. Anyway, this has been my video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. And before I get comments about it, because I keep getting comments about it, everyone always says that I seem really tired and I look tired, and I appreciate that you're worried about me. I'm fine. I am very tired at the moment. An exhausting start to the year. Very stressed out at the moment because, in case you weren't aware, I'm from New Zealand, so is my flatmate and best friend, Kat. And we have been trying to get home to see family. And basically, New Zealand government said that New Zealanders would be allowed back into the country in the middle of February or the start of March. And because of Omicron, that might change, but they haven't said anything. And it seems unlikely that we'll be able to go back at the start of March, which is really frustrating because we ended our lease because we were told we could go home, and so we have like 6 weeks to try to figure something out. And it's just really hard being locked out of home and not being able to see your family for 2.5 years. Kat hasn't been home and seen her family for 5 years, so it's just a lot at the moment. Having to figure that out on top of doing this, which is a bit emotionally exhausting sometimes. So if I'm not 100%, that's why. Just a lot at the moment, but I am okay. Thank you for your concern. Yeah, New Zealand, please let us in. Yeah, anyway. Let me know what else you want to see from me. I have an email address, which is on screen right now if you have anything you want me to do in a video. So send me an email there and I will see what I can do. Subscribe to my second channel. I am starting to post on there a little bit more, just doing a bunch of, like, just some more different things, including my Jubilee series. I am moving over to the second channel as well, if you want to keep up with that. A massive thank you to my Kiwi Fruit and Kiwi Bell channel members whose names are up on the screen right now. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I like and subscribe. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.